Training will be performed from the pilot's position. Unless otherwise indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended that you listen fully to each set of instructions before taking the action that will move the training lesson forward. When you are ready to continue, press the spacebar. Take a look at the cockpit from left to right. Check or set. Left console. Set. External light panel. Nav lights bright. Check. Anti-collision lights off. Power levers off. Engine start switch is off. NVS mode switch off. Main panel. Check. Park brake set. Handle out. Both MPDs are set to day. Windshield wiper is in park. Right side. Set master communications volume 50%. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Close the canopy. When the canopy is secure, press the spacebar to continue. On the left console, switch master ignition to check tailwheel button, verified locked light off, emergency hydraulic button, light off, external and internal light panel, press to test, illuminates all signal lights. When finished, press the spacebar to continue. Fire detection and extinguisher panel test.
Engine 1 fire.
Set the test switch
Engine
to
2
position
fire.
1. Check.
APU
Master
fire.
warning illuminates. APU start. APU button. Guard up. Press and release button. On the EUFD, observe some of the following advisories. APU start. APU power. Accumulator oil pressure low. Update heading. As the APU brings power to the aircraft, these advisories will go out. APU on will appear. Also, the MPDs will activate and the HDU monocle will show symbology. By now, the APU should be powering the radios. Use the communications menu and request permission to start engines with communications menu.
Kutasi, call 2-1, request startup.
3. After receiving permission, on the left console, set anti-collision lights to white. On the left MPD, ensure the engines page is displayed. Press the spacebar to continue. On the right MPD, bring up the fuel page. You will always start engine 1 first. On the left console, engine start. On the left MPD, watch press master warning to acknowledge and cancel.
RPM low. Engine 1 out. Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low. Rotor RPM low.
As the engine passes NG 52%, the starter will turn off. Once engine 1 passes, the start procedure for the right angle. Engine start switch number 2 to start. At engine 2 NG 20%, the right power lever to idle. Press master warning to acknowledge the cancel. Watch for engine 2 to stabilize around NG 66%. Then press the spacebar.
Engine 2 out. Engine 2 out. Engine 2 out.
stabilize. Move. Bring both power levers forward. Climb. Both engine PG advance and stabilize near 85%. On the left MPD, press push button B2 to check that all engine systems are within limits, shown as green. Turn off the APU by pressing the APU button. The illuminated APU should extinguish. Press the spacebar to continue. Bring up the TSD on the right MPD. Congratulations! You have completed a basic start of the AH64-D. Press escape to begin the lesson. AGL. You are in active pause. This training will be performed in both the pilot and co-pilot gunner positions. When in the CPG position, you will use the George AI to fly the aircraft while you engage targets. Unless otherwise indicated, most highlighted button presses and spacebar presses will immediately forward the lesson to the next step. On your first time through the training, it is recommended that you listen fully to each set of instructions before taking the action that will move the lesson forward. When ready to continue, press the spacebar. Survey the co-pilot gunner cockpit. On the left MPD, you should see the weapon. On the front console, toggle the next was up the gun. A glance at the left MPD will show the gunner's arm to be fired from the co-pilot gunner position. Finally, check. The target is a group of insurgents at an airfield unloading weapons from a cargo plane. Select the point page with push button bottom 6. Toggle the cursor to the TSD and move the cursor over the target area as shown in the pop-up graphic. Then press cursor enter. You will notice a red T01 appear in the TSD. Press the spacebar to continue. Press bottom 6 point again to back out to the main TSD page. Now you need to direct the pilot use the cursor to select T1. Press the spacebar to continue. With T01, the current fly-to point, bring up the George AI interface. When you do, you will see the fly-to symbol on the George AI compass. Use the George AI controls to set the heading bug to the fly-to point heading. Also set the George AI airspeed to 70. Finally, since the target will be engaged at a longer range, ensure George AI altitude is between 750 and 1,000 feet AGL.
Increasing altitude.
When you have accomplished these functions, switch back from the George AI interface. Select T01 as the acquisition source. Press TSD top 5 coordinate. Slew the TDAC to T01. Target T01 is now the acquisition source. Set. This will shift the TADS view to the target area. However, the T01 point is likely not exactly over the target, and from 5 kilometers, the view of the target area may not be clear and or obstructed. You must move towards the target. As you close to the airfield, you will search the area, find the insurgent activity, and begin to aim at specific targets. When you are ready to fly and begin the attack, press the spacebar. Once the aircraft settles onto its new heading, press Slave to toggle it off. Use the right hand grip manual tracker button and left hand grip zoom buttons. Search the area near T01 until you find the C-130 and the insurgents unloading it. Focus on a group of targets and use the laser rangefinder to get an accurate range. Press the LRFD trigger on the right hand grip to the first indent to send a short laser range-finding burst. On the TADS, when the LRFD activates, an X-cross appears at the TADS crosshairs. When you have targeted the insurgent activity and gotten a good laser range, press the spacebar to continue. You will begin to engage the insurgents inside 3,000 meters at 40 knots, slowing to a hover at about 1,500 meters. To achieve this, when passing inside 3,000 meters, use George AI to set 40 knots, then toggle back to CPG and engage targets. When nearing 1,500 meters, use George AI to set 0 knots, then toggle back to the CPG and engage. When firing, press and hold the trigger until the entire burst is fired. Get quick range to target updates by pressing LRFD first indent, short burst. Success! The insurgent arms delivery has been interdicted. You are in active pause. The next step is to employ the gun from the pilot's position. The pilot